Well, hi guys, we're back in North Stoke, one of my favourite studios. I just thought I'd do a little vid about the new Busker Fs and Gs, and I thought I'd just do a little bit more of a demo on the Busker G and F. The way they changed from the Thunderbird is that what we did, we were finding with the Thunderbird mouthpiece and windway that because it was about, I don't know, a quarter of an inch longer, we were having a bit of trouble with it clogging, and people they were finding that especially if you're a bit of a wet player, you're going to have quite a lot of moisture. Now, I'm not a particularly wet player, so I didn't have a problem with it, but a lot of people are wet players. So what I thought, we'll go back to the original kind of OS Chieftain design, which had a much shorter windway and quite a, I don't know whether you can see that, quite a large opening. So it's what they class as a free flow or an easy blow. It does take a bit more air, but also you don't have to work so hard at getting any kind of embouchure or whatever with the tighter windways. You have to dig into them, whereas this, it just works. And as I said, the Buskers are pretty much based on the original OS Chieftain, the old style Chieftain, which came out of the original Overton back about 25-30 years ago. So we've kind of gone back to the roots of what worked, and we're sticking with it. These are all tunable. You know, you've got the cork composite, which has got a lovely feel to it. You know, the adjustment stays where it is. There's no movement in it. So this is kind of what it sounds like. Now, what I noticed straight away is that I'm so used to having to push hard on whistles that you can lean back a little bit. So for people that don't want to blow very hard and are quite happy to take a couple of breaths within a long phrase, rather than, you know, being able to play, you know, an 8-bar phrase in one breath, which, you know, if you've been playing for a long time like I have, you can do it. But you do have to have a lot more control of your instrument, whereas these new Buskers, you can actually phrase your tunes, so you can take more breaths, but you actually don't have to try and make the instrument work. It just works. As I said, it does take a little bit more air. That was the G, here's the F. Now, I'm not feeling like I'm running out of breath. I do know I have to take a couple of breaths within a phrase, so you kind of model your playing to suit, in a way, the instrument. But what you do get is a very rich you get a big, fat, rich tone without actually having to blow very hard. And as I said, if you're prepared to take a few extra breaths within phrases, you're going to love this instrument. You know, like the F, the G. Now I'm pushing quite hard there, but if I really underblow, now I'm putting hardly anything. any instrument, and now I play a myriad of different instruments, blown and percussion, strings, you name it. You always got to adapt to whatever instrument you're playing. Whatever whistle you buy, there's no such thing as a perfect whistle. There's no such thing as a perfect anything. But what you're going to do is you're going to find that you're going to find the sweet spots. You're going to find how a whistle works. Whether it's a busker or whatever, you're always going to have to slightly adapt your playing to that particular brand, that particular style, that particular model. And it's no different with these. And that's the one thing that I've always really enjoyed about whistles, is when you get different whistles, it pushes you into different directions of your playing. So rather than picking up a whistle and say, oh no, that's no good, and put it down again, there may be something really good about that whistle that you're missing. And I've had that on numerous occasions. I pick a whistle up, I play, that's not really what I like. And then I pick it up again and I go, actually, let me work with that a little bit. So, never write off any instrument until you've really dug into it and found out why the instrument maker made it and what he was trying to put across in that instrument. Now, I've made whistles from the tight end to the very loose end over the last 30 years, and there's no perfect whistle, as I said, but some whistles suit my playing better than others. It all depends on personal choice, personal opinion, what you're trying to put out as a musician, whether you're just sitting at home playing for yourself, which many people are. There's for every 100 whistles or 1,000 whistles that get produced, you might find one or two that actually end up on a stage or in front of people anywhere. Most people, from my understanding, sit at home and they play the whistles with the company of themselves, or they may go out into nature, they may go out into the woods or by a waterfall, and they just enjoy the instrument. If you're a pro player, that's another area altogether. You have to, like Tony Hinnigan says, you have to choose the whistle to suit the part. Well, the beautiful thing about whistles is they're inexpensive, and you can have 20 or 30 whistles and you can enjoy whatever feature there is on each whistle. And you often hear about people saying, oh, I'm thinning out the collection. Why are you thinning out the collection? Enjoy them all. Even old generation, a new generation, if you find a good one, you can go to a Roy McManus whistle, or you can go to an Oz whistle, you can go to a Chris Abel whistle. You'll find something, A, that you don't like, and B, that you do like. It doesn't matter how much. You could spend £1,000 on a whistle. You'll find something that you don't like about it. Maybe it just doesn't do what you want it to do. So I would always recommend just enjoy and develop your understanding of each whistle that you buy, and hopefully you'll see what I'm talking about when you get one of the buskers. They are an easy blow, medium breath requirement, but very, very sweet, and you can underblow them, you can push them, you can do pretty much what you want, just like we did 30 years ago before we started getting quite technical with design. These, as the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And to be honest, they weren't broke.